Been so much devastation so far, and Bob, you're saying that people aren't out of the woods yet?
Well, Dawn, earlier we were talking about how we're in a summer pattern, so the southern half of the country is just rather warm, but not that active. Well, what happens, as I talked about earlier, is the storm track moves across the north as you get deeper into the summertime. Since we're in a sort of an early summer pattern, that has already happened. See this big low right here? This is the type of low that was giving the outbreaks, the tornado outbreaks, to the midsection in the southeast earlier this month and last month. But now with the summer-like pattern, it's getting forced to the north. However, deep in the summertime, that's usually when there are tornadoes that develop across the northern plains. And just now, the Storm Prediction Center has put a moderate risk of severe weather tomorrow, Minnesota, South Dakota, part of Nebraska, and Iowa, for the potential for tornadoes as this upper low moves to the east and encounters all this warm air. So hopefully we won't have too bad of weather during the day tomorrow, but they are expecting tornadoes in that region during the day tomorrow. But see how far north that has moved. 94, the high for us. The highest heat actually shifted a little bit to the west today. It was almost 10 degrees cooler today in Abilene. They were 101, but 110 yesterday. But Amarillo and Lubbock, look at that. Pair of 104s and still in the lower 90s out there. It's 90 in Midland, 91 Abilene. We have dipped just below the 90-degree mark, and we'll probably drop into the middle 70s again overnight tonight with a bit of low cloud cover developing by morning. We're first going to see this, what's left over from a few showers out to the west. This will drift overhead in the next hour, but this is melting away as we speak, dissipating as it moves overhead. But we will see low clouds by morning. They'll just be around for a few hours during the early part of tomorrow. Otherwise, it looks like a very nice Memorial Day coming up. Those winds are, notice a little bit of a southeasterly trajectory to these arrows, so that helps to bring up even more of that Gulf moisture. 89, the current temperature under mostly fair skies. 65, the dew point, so it is rather humid out there, 45%. 94 and 74, the high and low for the day. The averages are getting closer to that 90-degree mark, but 94 is quite a bit above average. A little bit better than yesterday's 97. And here's a bit of good news. With all that nasty weather, we have added to the yearly rainfall total, and our deficit now is just a little shy of 2.5 inches, which is better than we were. We were like 5-6 inches below average just a few weeks ago. So southerly winds continue tonight. We're going to see low clouds in the morning. There might be 1 or 2 very, very isolated pop-up thunder showers during the day tomorrow, but we are talking very isolated, not even going to put them in the forecast. The dry line should, for the most part, remain kind of quiet. Maybe a few showers try to develop along the dry line and cool front as we head into Tuesday, but this cool front is not going to make it to North Texas. The area of high pressure is going to be too strong, and all the storms, as I mentioned, are going across the northern part of the country for now. 94 for a high tomorrow. We'll go fair skies tonight, low clouds by morning, mid-70s, low clouds in the morning, windy, warm tomorrow. We'll be back into the 90s and staying there for the better part of the week. By next Friday into the weekend, that's the best we can do for showers, and they'll just be isolated. Becky's got your forecast each morning.